Hey everyone, you watch UAP Truth 33. I'm John, I'm your host, and welcome to the show. I got a good one. We got some footage we're going to get into. Maybe talk about a little bit of Chris Bledsoe. Just a phenomenon, nature of it. And so, without further ado, let's get into it. Dude, that was a good one. I mean, the first one that looked like a cloud, I kind of was like, man, come on, is this what it's gonna be? I was this close cutting it. You know what I mean? But shout out to her. Let's say at Prep for Peace. So go check her out. That was good footage. And look, man, and it brings me back to these things. It's happening worldwide. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not just the U.S. It's not just some drone, phenomenon or whatnot. This is worldwide. Even when it was the drone incursions, they were shutting down bases in Lake and Heath, in Europe. You know what I mean? They were being seen in Australia, India, China. I mean, this thing. So what? The FAA of the United States was doing studies worldwide. I mean, we have that many freaking drones that we could do that. And then like in Tennessee, they were showing those orbs that were like giving birth to other orbs. Like, what are we stupid? Like we don't know what's going on here. And it brings me back to that John Ramirez. So John Ramirez, he was an ex-CIA agent. He had came out, I guess it was, what was that, 22, 23 maybe? And he was talking about how they have to prepare us. And that it's not that the intelligence parts of our government want us to know these things, because they want to keep all this information for themselves. They're like, like Lord of the Rings, oh, my little ring, like, they don't want nobody else to know these things. They don't want anybody else to know that we can summon these things and have a relationship on a spiritual level with these beings. They want to hoard all that information for themselves and use it for nefarious reasons against America's enemies. Which none of those people are my enemies. It is what it is. But they have to let us know. If they don't let us know and these things show up in 2027, or if that is the year, or if it's 2026 like Chris Bledsoe says, although Chris Bledsoe didn't actually say that they were going to arrive in 2026. But he did say that when the star Regulus rises above the Sphinx at dawn in the morning of, I believe it's right around Easter of 2026, that the world will know. It'll be like a global awakening, and we will all know what the nature of this thing is. And that's supposed to be the big reveal. And apparently it's the NHI that's going to be the ones revealing, not any government or power that be. And then John Ramirez was speaking of 2027, that these things could possibly be arriving in 2027. And again, it brings you back kind of the Umoan papers. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that. It's kind of big on X. And I watched this AI podcast. Like the whole podcast is AI. The voices, the woman's voice, the man's voice, it's all fake. But they're talking about, something that's legit, that's on X right now, that's rumbling around X. And these things are going to be arriving. And supposedly there's like a treaty that Eisenhower made with these things. And they have to tell us about these beings coming by soon, in the next couple of years, and that these beings are going to be here soon, a few years after that, and that we have to like allot land to them. There's going to be like so many of these non-human intelligent beings per every human, like one of them to every 1 or 2,000 of us. Really strange papers. I don't know how true they are. And if they are true, it's kind of scary, But apparently a craft landed in France, and the craft itself is in some cave in these hills of the Andes or whatever. I believe it's the Andes, maybe the Alps. I don't. But anyway, it's France. And they were trying to figure out where this thing was, and people actually went up there and rovers and 4x4s and stuff to try to find this craft, and I guess they were unsuccessful. But it's an interesting thought. Like, just think like, what would happen if these things arrive and we have to coexist with these these ETs? How would that go over? And then I look at like the past and our past with just dealing with inner I don't even like saying the word on YouTube because I don't want this to get screwed with, but just all relationships with people that aren't like us. Just different kinds of people, different kinds of humans. You know what I'm getting at here. And just like the history of that. And, there's been atrocities that were committed, by people of different nationalities and such against other people of different nationalities and ethnic groups. And I think that, but I don't think we could really mess with them. You know, if they're telepathic and they have all this, you know, telepathic power and stuff, I don't think that we would have the ability to become, you know, like hateful and stuff. I mean, maybe internally, but even then, I think they'll know, you know, because they can read your freaking mind. It's just an interesting thought to wonder what would happen if that did happen, and if it is going to happen. But you know, and it's like Chaim Shed, you know, that Israeli Space Defense Minister, he was saying that, you know, there's like a galactic federation, and he also said that there's humans on Mars underground working with ETs right now. How true is that? You know, he is the Israeli Space Defense Minister, but how do we know that's not counter intel? You know, and he made the statement to a real small Hebrew newspaper, you know, and it was all in Hebrew, you know, and so he didn't think that anybody else in the world was going to find out about his statements. And man, everybody found out. You know, and he was talking about this, you know, and that disclosure that you know, the United States, you know, has been in contact with these things for a long time. There's treaties in place with these beings, and that you know, not only, you know, are we working with them, but that, you know, they're actually here, you know, and you know, they're in these deep underground bases, just crazy claims, you know, by a man with very impeccable credentials, which even makes you wonder, like, what the is crazy, dude. So yeah, but here, check this footage out. I'll be right back. Here we go. Look at that. That's a little bit heightish, right? looks like a kite to me, man. Right? Looks like a kite. I mean, it's kind of high up to be a kite, but it's shaped. We're gonna sit here and put some. I mean, listen, I've posted some questionable things, but this was like a kite, man. Looks like a kite to me. What do you guys think? Kite? You know what? I might just buy a kite and just fly it and just film it and then just post it. Just right? Come on, man. Crazy. We're out of here. Let's try this one.
All right, time out.
Luke,
it's early
the
morning,
producer.
6 or 7 a.m. You can't see anything real easily until I zoom in. There it is. There it is. Oh, no, there it is.
He's having trouble, folks.
And then it's gone.
Come on, man. Buy a tripod, bro.
I'm zooming.
See what he's talking about here. I got the volume down.
Okay, got it.
Oh, that's interesting.
What is that?
What is that?
Writing. Alright, I'm making a second video because I've got chills right now. I just saw 2 of these drones go. I mean, they went over my house. Like, I mean, they maybe even 20 yards. So we're going up. It's getting aggressive up here. I'm going up to the rooftop. You guys can come with me.
Rooftop. Let's see what he gets. This is a long video, man. We're not going to sit here. Let's
watch the plane go right past one. And then I watched out my window. Just, guys, they were right over me. So I'm just going to go out here and see what's going on. Because that was, look at this. They're everywhere, guys. Look at this. Look at this.
Yo.
I'm telling you. This is like the other night. They're everywhere out here. Whoa. Whoa. What's going on, man?
I see him, bro.
I bet you. Look at these.
That's Washington,
Look
D.C.
at these. I have got fucking chills. Look at how close this is. Look how close this is. This one's going like right over us. Dude, I don't know why I'm whispering this. I'm freaking the fuck out. This one's right here. This one's...
Here's the thing, right?
Kind of close. But I'm telling you...
See, it's too
My
stationary to
building
be a plane.
is like my apartment's like
So,
down
like,
here,
planes can't
looking
just
out that
hover.
way, and these things went like
You know, they'll
this.
lose lift.
I'm tired. They were right over my building. It was so
They maintain
aggressive.
lift
They're
by
everywhere.
moving through the air.
Boom,
They can't just hover.
boom,
They'll fall right out of the
boom,
sky. It's not a plane. They're
boom.
not planes.
By the way, that orb that everybody was telling me, hey, go check if it's Jupiter. Is it Jupiter? No, now it's gone. I don't know if that is what that. I don't know if it's that one now, but like, remember it was right up there. That was like an hour ago. Guys, what? Look at this.
What is going on?
Look at
That's
this.
Washington, D.C.
Look at this. It's like a parade out here. And I told you, remember earlier, I said they were kind of going like down, and then they would go down, and then I'd lose them into buildings down that way. It's just a circle. Look at this. Oh my God. The hair on my neck is fucking standing up.
Like, what's the nature?
I think this one's coming right over
Like,
us.
what?
This one's
Okay,
coming
okay.
for us.
Let me rephrase that.
Oh,
What
man. Look
could
how
this
low is.
mean? What does this mean?
These are both of them. Oh my God.
All right, we're having these UAPs
What
worldwide,
the fuck, dude?
worldwide,
This one's coming
and now
right
they're
on.
just hanging out over Washington, D.C., the capital.
I don't. My neck really hurts all of a sudden. Like,
It makes you really wonder, like, are we on the verge
Maybe it's because I'm
of
fucking. I have chills. I'm
contact?
tensing up.
I mean, 100%. I'm not talking about, like,
These things coming
hey,
right at
the
me.
government comes out and says, hey,
Whatever's out
we've
there
been
is
in
now going-
contact
it's
with
going in a
these.
different direction.
I'm talking about, like, live
The other direction,
contact
because
with
the
the
light
ETs
isn't-
on
like,
camera.
if it's really bright, that means it's
You
gonna
know,
be
like
directly at
4K.
you.
And it happens worldwide where it can't be denied, where people can't say it's AI or people in costumes or whatever it is they want to say. Like, look at these things. Like, look at that. What do you even call that? Well, it was just flipping around like like a plasmoid, and then it switches and its wings start blinking. Like, what was that?
They're coming like
Dude,
here
it's crazy.
towards me, then out, and then out that way, and then around, and then out there. I don't know. Now that's a plane. You heard that, right?
that's a plane.
Clearly a plane.
You see?
So much different.
Wow.
And the difference here too is that, like, watch this. It's just gone, right? And we won't see it. Like, it'll be gone in like 10 seconds. Look at this one's still right here. You see what I'm saying? This is like out in the distance, and it's gonna be gone here in a minute. This guy is just right here.
Well, if you stuck with me this long, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. What's going on, man? What's happening? What are we dealing with? Is this a new phenomenon, or are we just now have the ability to obtain the technology to film these things or record these things? Is that what it is, or is it now that there's AI, people can fabricate things? So what is it? Me personally, I think that it's not a new phenomenon, but we now have the technology to record it, film it, and more people are looking up. And I think that in 2017, when the New York Times ran that op-ed about Lou Elizondo and the fighter pilot footage, I think that they did that, and it was intentionally to get out in front of the narrative. So they wanted to be able to control the narrative. They knew that we were going to be able to film these things, video these things, and apparently they knew that something was coming in 2027 or 2026 or whenever that is. And they knew that there was going to be a surge in UAP activity in our skies that they couldn't control. So what did they do? What does the government always do? They're going to use it to their advantage. And I think that's what they did. So they sought to control the narrative. So they came out with To the Stars Academy and all that. And, they got out in front of Chris Bledsoe and investigated him real hard and tried to control that narrative as well. So you got branches of the government and parts of the government that are trying to turn this into like a religious, spiritual phenomenon. And then you got another part of the government and group that wants to control the narrative and say that it's a threat. And I think we have these two factions that are kind of competing. And but the whole gist of both factions is to control the narrative, whether that be in a deceptive way or not. It doesn't really matter. They want to use it to their advantage, and that's what they're doing. And the drone incursions, to this day, I believe that it was orbs, UAPs, and we were sending drones up. And maybe the FAA was doing research, but they never told us what that research was. So you gotta think critically here. They probably were doing research on UAP. So and they're good with that. They're good with talking around issues and putting out half truths. They're professional. They really are. So they're trying to control this narrative. So you got one group of the government saying it's a threat. You got another group of the government that are trying to say it's some kind of spiritual phenomenon and pushing a almost a Christian view of it. Like the Marian, apparitions and whatnot. And that maybe this Chris Bledsoe, the lady, leaving the door open for Christians to say, "Oh, it's a Christian experience. This is just a spiritual experience. It's not ET." But if you listen to Stephen Bassett, it very much is. And I was going to do an episode on crop circles today. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But that's a very fascinating subject, these crop circles. And they were so complex, these things, dude. Like, just go look it up. Just go look up some pictures of crop circles. It'll blow your mind, dude. And the fact that there was these two jokers, Doug and Dave, or Bill and Bob, or Bill and Ted, or whatever the hell their names were. And they were trying to say that they were responsible for all the crop circles in history. Meanwhile, the first crop circle to pop up was like 200 years ago, dude. Like, so Doug and Dave was around 200 years ago, and they were with their little sticks and ropes, smashing down crops. No, dude, go look at them. Go look at these crop circles. They are so complex and advanced, mathematically precision, dude. Like, and the thing is, like, they were revealing mathematical concepts in the crop circles, in the images that they were able to put into the crop circle, and they were speaking to us through binary code. Like, dude, it's just. So maybe tomorrow I'll do an episode on crop circles. But yeah, I just in the meantime, if you watch this video, my episode on crop circles is coming. It's going to be very interesting. And I highly doubt that Bill and Bob or Bill and Ted or I don't know, man, Jack and Jill, whoever the hell they are. I highly doubt that they were able to, fake these things. So that's my show for today. This is John C's Truth. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe. Man. I'm trying to get to 1,000, and I appreciate all of you, man. I'm at like almost 600 right now. So thank you very much, and I'll be back tomorrow.